Good morning, friends. There is a question on polygraph test, or lie detector test, brain mapping test, or narcoanalysis test. So, how they are conducted? Most of you may not be aware of the way of conducting the test. So, I want to make a video on this. Of course, the legal points also we are going to discuss. Of course, it's a question in certain new law paper also it has come. So we'll discuss the problem separately. Anyway, today our topic is lie detector and brain mapping test. So friends, remember basically they are called as a DDT. DDT, that is a deception detection test. Deceptive. Suppose the person commits the offense and he keeps very cool. He deceives the persons. He cheats the persons as though he is honest and he did not commit the offense. So that deception will be detected by the test called as polygraph test or lie detector test or narco-analysis test. But basically, what is the legal aspect? The Supreme Court, in the case of, I think, Srimati Selvi and others versus State of Karnataka, it has clearly stated that case here, 2010, clearly stated that this narcotics brain mapping test or a polygraph test, it is against to the Constitution, against to Article 20, Clause 3 of the Constitution of India. But if consent is given, definitely they can be conducted. So basically, they are against to, they are in, to be frank, self-incrimination. So they are against for that. But still, the test will be continued, right? So, in the case of Selvi, the Supreme Court held that narco-analysis, polygraph and brain mapping test, they are illegal on the accused. But the courts would permit the use of such technology on consent. Please remember, with the consent of the accused and with some safeguards. These safeguards were provided by the National Human Rights Commission. Right. Now, let us know what is a lie detector test. So, in lie detector test, several instruments like cardiograph, sensitive electrodes and injections, they will be used. Thereby, they will put a person to a hypnotic stage. They will put a person to a hypnotic stage to reduce their ability to lie or manipulate. When once the electrocardiograph is instituted or when once he is given injection, normally he will the power to speak lies will be reduced. So that is what is called a lie detector test. So due to in that inebriated or in that narcotic condition, normally he may not be able to venture to tell any lie. But of course, if a person is experienced, definitely if he says, I do not know, and this lie detector test and also cannot anything, that is out of experience I am telling you. But anyway, most of the people will come out with the truth. Most of the people will come out with the truth. But please remember, consent is an important part. If the person does not want, if the person refuses for the polygraph test or lie detector test, it cannot be done. I will give the example also. You may be knowing the incident of that Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksey, who has duped the bank, cheated Punjab National Bank to an amount of 7,000 crores, and Mehul Choksey, he has taken permanent citizenship. Of course, Nirav Modi was arrested in London, of course, in that connection. The Punjab National Bank, of course, they have given a report to the CBI. CBI is taking up an investigation. Now, CBI wants to conduct polygraph test. Polygraph and narco-analysis. I think no difference between light. I will come to the polygraph test also. Narco-analysis test on Gokulnath Shetty. He is Gokulnath Shetty, aged about 63 years. He is a retired deputy manager of Punjab National Bank. And he was arrested. He is in custody and the so-called alleged 7,000 crores. Right? But he refused to give consent. If he does not give consent to Supreme Court, basing on Selvi's case, they said you can't conduct the so-called polygraph test on him. Now, lie detector, already I told you, lie detector test is the test where several instruments like cardiographs, sensitive electrodes and injections will be used. Now, in this polygraph means imagining the graph, a polygraph test. So, normally you have to, actually it is based on the assumption that physiological responses, the physiological responses would trigger when a person is lying. Normally, even unintentionally, if you want to speak a lie, normally your mind should work and the reflections will be different. If you speak a lie, if you speak false, fairly, if you speak truth, there is no fear. Definitely you will be afraid to speak lie. That is physiological repulses or physiological responses would trigger when a person is lying, right? In this connection, normally the instruments used are cardio cuffs. Normally you might have been seeing in the films also. Cardio cuffs are sensitive electrodes. They are attached to the person, and then they will be started questioning, and normally the graph will be shown like variables in the blood pressure, pulse, respiratory system, and also blood flow, and in the change in the sweat glands. He might be sweating, and once he has to start, he wants to speak lies, definitely the sweat will also expose. Therefore, when questions are put, these measures in different graphical representation, they will be taken, and it, of course, it will be decided whether he is speaking falsehood or truth or lie. It can be decided, right? You may be knowing the first polygraph test was done in Italy, I believe, by the Italian criminologist Cesar Lombroso. So, who used a machine to measure the changes in the blood pressure during the interrogation, right? So this is what is called polygraph test. Almost both of them are similar. Don't worry. Polygraph test, narcotic test, test, then lie detector test. All these are almost all these just technical advancements, right? But basically, friends, I already told you that they cannot be done without consent of the accused person. This is the case law, standard case law. Selvi and others, Mrs. Srimati Selvi and others versus State of Karnataka, another 2010. In this case, CJI KG Balakrishnan ruled that no lie detector test should be done except on the basis of the consent of the accused. That means those who volunteer must have access to an advocate also, and the police should explain them the physical, emotional and legal implications of the test. The police should, because due to the confusion they may lose the speech also. We have seen some certain people. But anyway, in this connection, let us know the NHRC, they have published guidelines on the administrative side of the conducting of the polygraph test. Number 1, the consent should be revealed to a judicial magistrate. So if the accused is willing, if the accused is volunteering, he wants to make a confession, if he wants ready for lie detector test, it should be recorded for the judicial magistrate. And please remember, even the results, even though he speaks falsehood, even though the result came, but it should not be treated as a confession. It can be treated as a confession when, please remember, if some discovery is made, section 27 of the Evidence Act, if some discovery is made like a seizure of a weapon, other things, definitely it will be made as a confession. Only the part of recovery will be admissible. Right? Now please remember, as far as human rights are concerned, the lie detector test is against to Article 20, Clause 3 of the Constitution of India, which you can call as self-incrimination. Right? But why the tests are being conducted? Is a technical advancement, number 1. Number 2, the police have to conduct the investigation, though they have to come to arrive at the truth. To arrive at the truth, definitely they need so many system investigation techniques. It's one of such techniques. Only thing is, if the accused is allowing, if the accused is consenting, it's okay. In which cases they have been used, let us now discuss. In Unnao rape case, you may be knowing that Unnao victim, while she was going to the court to meet the lawyer along with her relatives, she was dashed with another car. An accident has taken place. In that connection, the driver and helper of the truck which hit the car of the Unnao rape, they were subjected to polygraph test in the July 2019. Right? In a second case, you may be Indrani Mukherjee. So, who killed her daughter Sheena Bora for that marriage? In May 2007, Indrani Mukherjee, who is on trial for murdering her daughter Sheena Bora in 2012, offered to undergo lie detector test. This is a reverse case. She is willing, but CBI refused, saying that already there is enough evidence. So the people are satisfied. When they are satisfied, what is the purpose of going for the lie detector test? Not necessary. Reverse example, please remember. And you may be knowing that Arushi case, where Dr. Nupur Talwar and Rajesh Talwar, both of them killed their daughter Arushi and the domestic help Hemraj, and converted in the case of murder, and in this case they were subjected to the so-called polygraph test, and the truth came out. In 2008 it happened, right? There is another case law I want to tell you. This is S.H. Shailendra Sharma versus State of NCT, Delhi, 2008. Here what happened is this Shailendra Sharma's relative, Mr. Chetan Anand, he died. Chetan Sharma, not our cricket player. Chetan Sharma, he was brought dead to Apollo Hospital, Delhi on 6/7/2017, stating that this person, while driving a vehicle, Wagoner, so he could not control the vehicle, he turned to the side on the highway and he received injuries, he died on the spot. Of course, accident register says that he was brought dead. Of course, a case of 304A, crime number 516/2007 under section 304A IPC 279 was registered against Chetan Sharma, who died. But the investigation revealed that the complainant, the appellant, Shailendra Sharma, actually he was driving the vehicle. Due to his rash or negligence, the vehicle turned to a side, due to which Chetan Sharma died. Since there is no public witness, he wanted to convert the same. Right? He wanted to throw the blame on the deceased person. Of course, the police came to know, and they subjected him to the so-called lie detector test, and the truth came out. So these are the uses of the brain mapping or lie detector test. Of course, according to law, unless there is consent from the accused, it is not possible. So please remember, please learn about the brain mapping, polygraph, narcoanalysis. All of them are most on the similar lines. Why they are used? Only to proceed with the investigation. It is a technology used in the investigation. Definitely police should go, they should use, just like forensic medicine, it is useful. Of course, it cannot be taken as a confession, as already told you, by the guidelines of the Human Rights Commission. So please remember, so many things are involved, particularly the students of human rights. You learn all these things by once again reviewing the video once again. Thank you.